Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Wikipedia Deep Dive. In this series, I'm going to be going through different Wikipedia articles that I've never seen before. I'm going to be blindly looking at them, reviewing them, rating, just giving my opinion and seeing what I think. Guys, get comfy, grab a cup of coffee, tea, sit back and enjoy. Hear the scary music and fireplace in the background. Today we're going to be looking at Armin Faber. Armin Faber was a German Luftwaffe pilot in World War II who mistook the Bristol Channel for the English Channel and landed his Focke-Wulf FW190 intact at RAF Pembrey in South Wales. His plane was the first FW190 to be captured by the Allies and was tested to reveal any weakness that could be exploited. In June 1942, Oberleutnant Armin Faber was Gruppe Adjutant, performing administrative and personal paperwork duties as well as flight duties to the commander of the 3rd Fighter Group of Jägerschwader 2. Based in Morlaix in Brittany. On 23rd of June, he was given special permission to fly a combat mission with 7th Staffel, a unit that flew Focke-Wulf FW190 fighters. The FW190 had only recently arrived in frontline units at this time, and its superior performance had caused the Allies so many problems that they were considering mounting a commando raid on a French airfield to capture one for evaluation. Well, it seems like that wasn't necessary, looking at this story. 7th Staffel was scrambled to intercept a force of 6 Boston light bombers returning from a bombing mission. The Bostons were escorted by 3 Czechoslovak manned RAF squadrons, 310 Squadron, 312 Squadron and 313 Squadron, commanded by Aeolis Vastako. All the Bostons returned safely while a fight developed over the English Channel with the escorting Spitfires, which resulted in the loss of 2 FW190s and 7 Spitfires, including that of Aeoli Vastako, who was killed when he collided with an FW190. The German pilot bailed out and was captured. During the combat, Faber became disorientated and separated from the other German aircraft. He was attacked by Sergeant František Trejnar, nice Czech name I can't pronounce, of 310 Squadron. In his efforts to take off the Spitfire, Faber flew north over Exeter in Devon. After much high-speed manoeuvring, Faber, with only one cannon working, pulled an Emiliman turn into the sun and shot down his pursuer in a head-on attack. I'm going to see what this is quickly. The first 2 different... In World War I era combat, an Emilian turn was a manoeuvre used after an attack on another aircraft to reposition the attacking aircraft for another attack. Okay. Still don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. Trejnar bailed out safely, although he had shrapnel wounded in his arm and sustained a broken leg on landing. His Spitfire crashed near the village of Black Dog, Devon. Meanwhile, the disorientated Faber now mistook the Bristol Channel for the English Channel and flew north instead of south, so he's flying further up the UK and not into France. Thinking South Wales was France, he turned towards the nearest airfield, RAF Pembrey. Observers on the ground could not believe their eyes as Faber waggled his wing in a victory celebration, lowered the Focke-Wulf's undercarriage and landed. I bet he was in for the absolute shock of his life. The Pembrey duty pilot, Sergeant Jeffries, identified the aircraft as German while it was landing, and he ordered his men to signal it to park in a dispersal area. As the FW190 slowed, he jumped onto its wing and took Faber prisoner with a flare gun. As Pembrey was a training station, Jeffrey had no other weapon to hand. Faber was so despondent he attempted suicide, unsuccessfully. I wonder what he did. Let's see. Was this straight away in the plane or after? I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to find out. Faber was later driven to RAF Fairwood Common for interrogation under the escort of Group Captain David Atcherley. Atcherley, fearful of an escape attempt, aimed his revolver at Faber for the entire journey. At one point, the car hit a pothole, causing the weapon to fire. The shot only narrowly missed Faber. Jesus. As a prisoner of war, Faber was sent to Canada. I didn't know that was a thing. Where he attempted to escape from the prisoner camp. He was repatriated just before the end of the war due to ill health. What? This is crazy. So, I mean, how could you not know you were landing in Britain? Let alone it was a British airbase. Surely the airfields and the landing strips looked different. Surely he saw RAF or Union Jacks. How could he not realise until he'd already landed the plane and was being held at flare gunpoint? Faber's plane was FW190A3 with the worker number 313. It was the only FW190 fighter to be captured intact by the Allies during the war, so it definitely was detrimental to the Luftwaffe as the British were able to inspect it, and it was the only one caught throughout the whole war. On top of that, it saved the commando raid, it saved lives and time that the commandos didn't have to do this. Just because of one silly mistake. All other captured FW-190s were either of the long-range bomber or fighter bomber types. I'm not sure which other type of plane there is though. Group Captain Hugh Wilson, the pilot mainly responsible for test flying captured enemy aircraft, was asked to fly 313 from RAF Pembrey to RAF Farnborough under the guarantee not to crash. This was an impossible guarantee to give, so the aircraft was dismantled and transported via lorry instead. Definitely being precautious there, overly precautious arguably. At Farnborough, the FW-190 was repainted in RAF colours and given the RAF serial number MP499 and a P prototype. I guess this so it wasn't mistaken for a German aircraft when it was flying and they were testing it. Testing and evaluation commenced on 3rd July 1942 at the Royal Aircraft Establishment at RAF Farnborough. Roughly 9 flying hours were recorded, providing the Allies with extremely valuable intelligence. After 10 days, it was transferred to the Air Fighting Development Unit at RAF Duxford for tactical assessment, where it was flown in mock combat trials against the new Spitfire Mark 9, providing the RAF with methods to best fight the FW-190A with their new fighter. While they really wanted to know the ins and outs, and they really used the captured Luftwaffe to the best of their ability. The FW-190 was then transferred to number 1426 enemy aircraft flight. The FW-190 was flown 29 times between 3rd July 1942 and 29th Jan 1943. It was then partially dismantled and tests were carried out on its engine's performance at Farnborough. It was struck off charge on 18 September 1943 and scrapped. It's so funny how in large-scale conflicts, such as World War II and World War I, and others of course, how one pilot mistaking the Bristol Channel for the English Channel can have such large consequences. Armin Faber's one small mistake potentially saved hundreds of lives, as the commando mission to capture the Messerschmitt never went ahead. The Focke-Wulf never went ahead, and also they were able to learn the ins and outs of the aircraft, which potentially saved pilots' lives. This could have got them months ahead in the battle to save Britain. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please, anyone in the comments, let me know. Send a link below of Wikipedia articles you'd like me to look at next. Anything interesting, scary, whatever, let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye.